Drem. Patience. There are formalities which must be observed at the first meeting of two of the Dove. By long tradition, the Elder speaks first. Hear my 𝐷𝐤m. Feel it in your bones. Match it if you are Dovahkiin. Why do you intrude here if not for Tinvak? Greet me not as mortal, but as Dova. Ah, yes. �ᵳ𝐶𝐸 Vlostmul. The dragon blood runs strong in you. It is long since I had the pleasure of speech with one of my own kind. So, you have made your way here to me. No easy task for a 𝐥𝐤 mortal, even for one of 𝐷𝐼 dragon blood. What would you ask of me? Ah, I have expected you, Proda. You would not come all this way for Tinvak with an old Dova. No, you seek your weapon against Alduin. Yes, they are very protective of me, Bachlan Fadon. But I do not know the 𝐷𝐤m you seek. Croesus, it cannot be known to me. Your kind, 𝐥𝐤, mortals, created it as a weapon against the Dove, the dragons. Our 𝐴drime, our minds, cannot even comprehend its concepts. Drem, all in good time. First, a question for you. Why do you want to learn this 𝐷𝐤m? Prusa, as good a reason as any. There are many who feel as you do, although not all. Some would say that all things must end, so that the next can come to pass. Perhaps this world is simply the egg of the next Kalpa, 𝐿𝑖𝑛 𝑉𝑜keen. Would you stop the next world from being born? Paz, a fair answer. Rofus, maybe you only balance the forces that work to quicken the end of this world. Even we who ride the currents of time cannot see past time's end. Wulsetid los trahodis. Those who try to hasten the end may delay it. Those who work to delay the end may bring it closer. But you have indulged my weakness for speech long enough, 𝐃𝐨𝐬. Now I will answer your question. Do you know why I live here, at the peak of the Monaven, what you name throat of the world? This is the most sacred mountain in Skyrim, 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐞, the great mountain of the world. Here, the ancient tongues, the first mortal masters of the voice, brought Alduin to battle and defeated him. Yes and no. 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐞. Alduin was not truly defeated either. If he was, you would not be here today seeking to defeat him. The Nords of those days used the Dragonrend shout to cripple Alduin, but this was not enough. 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐞. It was the 𝐾𝐄, the Elder Scroll. They used it to cast him adrift on the currents of time. How to explain in your tongue? The Dove have words for such things that 𝐤𝐤 do not. It is an artifact from outside time. It does not exist, but it has always existed. 𝐸𝐴Hualan. They are fragments of creation. The 𝐾𝐨, Elder Scrolls as you name them, they have often been used for prophecy. Yes, your prophecy comes from an Elder Scroll. But this is only a small part of their power. 𝐸𝐴Hualan. Not intentionally. Some hoped he would be gone forever, forever lost. 𝐦𝐤𝐝. I knew better. 𝐃𝐨𝐴𝐵𝐼. Time flows ever onward. One day he would surface. Which is why I have lived here. For thousands of mortal years, I have waited. I knew where he would emerge, but not when. 𝐷𝐸𝐿𝐿. Time was shattered here because of what the ancient Nords did to Alduin. If you brought that 𝐾𝐄, that Elder Scroll, back here to the 𝐷𝐸𝐿, the Time Wound, with the Elder Scroll that was used to break time, you may be able to cast yourself back to the other end of the break. You could learn Dragonrend from those who created it. 𝐾𝐄𝐳. No, I know little of what has passed below in the long years I have lived here. You are likely better informed than I. Trust your instincts, Dovahkiin. Your blood will show you the way. Return it here to the 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐿. Then, 𝐾𝐨. Nothing is certain with such things. But I believe the scroll's bond with the 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐤 will allow you a seeing, a vision of the moment of its creation. Then you will feel, know Dragonrend in the power of its first expression. You will see them, Wuthfadon, my friends, Haken, Gormlaith, Feldir. The first mortals that I taught the 𝐻um, the first tongues, the leaders of the rebellion against Alduin. They were mighty in their day, even to attempt to defeat Alduin. 𝐸𝐴𝐻. The Nords have had many heroes since, but none greater. Vormindok, I do not know. Perhaps in the very doing, they erased the knowing of it from time itself. The Dove are children of Akatosh. Thus, we are specially attuned to the flow of time, perhaps also uniquely vulnerable. I warned them against such a rash action. Even I could not foresee its consequences. Nust Lihon, they would not listen. Yes, there were a few of us that rebelled against Alduin's 𝐻ur, his tyranny. We aided the humans in his overthrow. But they did not trust us, Ni-Ov. Their inner counsels were kept hidden from us. I was far from here on the day of Alduin's downfall, but all Dove felt the sundering of time itself. I cannot tell you in detail. I never heard it used. Kogan. It was the first 𝐻um created solely by mortals. It was said to force a dragon to experience the concept of mortality. A truly Vormindorn, incomprehensible idea to the immortal Dove. I have taught the way of the voice for centuries, and the 𝐻um since long before that. But no, Dovahkiin, others do not come here to train anymore. Saran, you are the first in over 100 years. I meditate on the Rotmulag, the words of power. I counsel in their use. It is enough for me. Knowing a word of power is to take its meaning into yourself. Contemplate the meaning of a Rotmulag. You will become closer to that word as it fills your inner self.